Let's have a conversation about BigQuery and Data Studio. So this is not going to be beginner, but also not going to be advanced on BigQuery. I hope to get you introduced and understanding of what it is and how Data Studio and it together can be just like peanut butter and jelly, and all the other salt and pepper, all the other great combinations. That is what BigQuery and Data Studio are. So first, if you've not yet downloaded the Data Studio VIP cheat sheet on DataStudio.VIP/YouTube, it's optimizations on how to improve your next dashboard and make it a lot more sexy every single time. All right, let's hop into it. So the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to open up our Data Studio dashboard. The next thing that we want to do here is we want to go over to our BigQuery overall situation. Google Cloud, BigQuery. Just think of it like a giant Google sheet. You can see here some demo projects I have of just some random stuff that I've been testing out just for you guys. And here is where you can see the basics. So just to cover the super high level, you've got projects. We're in the testing cool stuff project. We are in data sets. We are in the CRM time demo data set. We are then in the table of CRM contacts 3_table. Don't need anything else besides that. That's all we're at. So this is what we're looking at. You can see here we got a table ID of this, and we can see here that it is 8.75 megabytes and it is 50,000 rows. In BigQuery, we can go to schema and see all the different things that we've got. We've got a date, we've got a first name, last name, company name, address, etc. We then have a preview, which we can see all this fake demo data. Again, 100% fake. All this is not even real. So do not try to copy this because it's going to be dumb. It doesn't do anything. So here is a table within BigQuery. Just to show you the basics, you can query this. So for example, if I wanted to say select everything right from this thing, what you'll see happen, this table right here. So we're selecting everything from this table. We can hit run. It will take approximately 2.5, 3 seconds to run. And we will then see the outcome of that, right? This is at the core what we're doing. What we're going to then do is in Data Studio is connect it to this table and start visualizing. The first thing you need to remember is at what point do we want to aggregate something? So let's hop in here. We're going to go up here to add data. We are then going to select a little BigQuery right here. So these are all the different connectors we've got. There's 23 native ones by Google and a shit ton of other ones by everybody else of a varying quality. So in BigQuery, what we got here is a recent project, my projects, shared projects, custom query, public data sets. 99% of the time, you're just going to use recent projects and custom queries. So let's connect to that table I just showed you. We're going to go down here to testing cool stuff. We are then going to select on the data set of CRM time demo, and we're then going to connect to CRM contacts _3 table. And we're going to hit add, not get started. So it'll take, 3 to 5 seconds, and then bam, we don't have to worry about it anymore. If I come up here and hit add a table, it's not loading up what we've got. Let me just hide my little head over here because I'm in the way now. Okay, so now what we've got is over here, we're going to find our data source because BigQuery all parameters. It's not showing up. It's going to refresh really quickly. Sometimes, again, refreshing will help, and we will go from there. Okay, so here it is, CRM contacts, and you can see that it pulled in the schema directly from the report. So now let's just connect this to our report. Geez, they really don't make this easy sometimes when you have a lot of data sources. Okay, what? Let's go on up here. So if you have a lot of data sources, we've got a couple of reports with 24 data sources. The easiest way to do that is you go to resources, manage added data sources, and you can see them all. So what we're gonna look for is our BigQuery one that we just added, which I believe is BigQuery all parameters. That's our GA4 unnested. We have our GDS GA4 live. We then have the CRM context here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly rename that because holy cow, that's confusing. And BigQuery CRM contacts, just for the sake of this little demo. Okay, now we are off to the races. So you can see it, this is real time. I'm not trying to do anything crazy. So we got BigQuery CRM contacts. And now what you'll notice is that we are off to the races and we've got all the different people here. So now it's connected to BigQuery. If anybody doesn't believe you, all you do is go down here, chart header, and then change this to show, always show. And you'll see here that when I hover, it's accelerated by BigQuery BI engine. BI engine allows you to have sub-second queries. So if, for example, we're going to have, let's just build out a real quick report using our contacts. So let's add a chart with a date range, time series. And then let's add in, so here's, for example, the record count by the date that they were added. And now let's take this and add in a date range just really quickly and make this a cross filter. Okay, so now if we go to view mode, watch how fast this is. If I select the last year, boom, filtered. Select Joseph, boom, everyone named Joseph. So you can see here, even though it's an 8.5 megabyte with 50,000 rows, how fast that actually is. So this is method one of connecting to BigQuery. The thing that you want to think about in your BigQuery strategy when you start using Data Studio and BigQuery. This is like the beginner SQL for everybody playing at home. The first thing you want to ask yourself is, at what point do I want to aggregate this? For example, right now we're looking at the first name of like the first name and the number of people on our list during this time range of that person. So we have 29 Henrys, we've got 28 Kenneths, we've got 28 Josephs. What we want to ask ourselves is, should this be in the query in BigQuery? Because right now, all we're looking at, right, is it's aggregating inside of data. We're taking 50,000 rows and aggregating that inside of Data Studio. We could do that in BigQuery, which would make this even faster, but we'll lose some nimbleness to do so. So just keep that in mind. So that's method one of connecting. The second method that we've got is, what we want to do is when I head back over to our Google Cloud here, I'm going to copy this query. So imagine you had a complex query here. Select this from, I'm going to say, let's just add to this, and let's just where the first underscore name equals, let's use the same name that was there, Henry, Henry, Henry. Okay, so don't shoot me if you're a big SQL formatter. I'm a Data Studio builder, and we do lots of this stuff with like clients and things, but we've got developers that do that. Okay, so basically what we're looking at is selecting everything from this where the first name equals Henry. So now when we do this, it only returned 29 contacts. So let's copy this entire query. Let's head over back to Data Studio and let me show you something fun. Remember how I just talked about when are you going to aggregate it? Let's aggregate it now at Henry. So now we're going to come back to BigQuery. We're going to run a custom query. We are then going to select the billing project. So remember, this is the billing project of when you run a query, who's getting charged for this. So let's do this, my testing cool stuff. And what we're going to do is we're going to paste in the same query. So right now, this billing project, every time this report loads, is going to run this query of select everything from testing cool stuff, CRM time demo, and CRM context table 3. And we're going to select that where the first name equals Henry. And we're going to bill that 8 megabytes to the testing cool stuff project. Okay, let me hit add and we'll just go from there. Sorry if this is over the head. I'm sure I've lost, like on YouTube, our watch time is probably like abysmal right now, but the rest of you that are watching, keep watching. It's about to be great. Okay, let's go up here to resources, manage added data sources. Come down here and let's find, let me just get my head out of the way because this is ridiculous. All right. You guys know what I look like. Hi, bye. Okay. So now let's do something else. Let's hop in here. Oh, well, I'm back. Okay. There we go. So now let's edit our data sources. So let's come in here. It's going to come in as BigQuery custom SQL. Edit this. We're going to just rename it as just first name equals. And I'm going to put this as Henry. There. Okay. So here, now we're going to hit done. We're going to hit close. And now we're going to come up here and look for just first BigQuery custom. Oh, sometimes you have to refresh the page. Again, apologies. Here we go. First name equals Henry. So now what you'll notice is that this entire data set just has Henrys. So if we add in whatever our heart desires, so if we come over here and we just say the same exact data source, right? Just first name of Henry, etc. So now you can see when the Henrys are here. So that query, right, the query that we just looked at is querying BigQuery live. Why would you want to do that, you say? And I'll show you why. Is it because you can turn a person who is not a developer into a SQL developer? And let me just show you how really quickly. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to come down here into our manage added data sources. We're then going to find our first name Henry. We're going to edit that. We're then going to come in here and we are going to edit the connection. We are then going to add a parameter. It's going to be a text parameter and it's going to be the default value of Henry. So we're going to call this first name. All right, let's make it a capital so that we don't look like we're absolutely useless. First name, default of Henry. Okay, now let's do something fun. Boom. I just created a new parameter, got a whole blog post on that if you would like to. We are then going to use this SQL identifier of that. We are then going to grab this sucker in here and hit paste. Now we're going to hit reconnect. So what's going to happen is we're going to actually use this connector to query BigQuery. So now if we head in here, we got added parameters of first name, totally cool, hit apply. Now, what should happen is if we hit done and we hit exit out of this, it should still say Henry. But this is where the magic comes in, is if we add a control of an input box, put it right there. And now what we can do is we can put in our first name as the control field. And now let's type in Susan. Bam, we just queried BigQuery looking for Susan. Now let's put in Joanne. I don't know why I'm only thinking of women, old women names now. Boom, only Joanne's. Now we could put in anything our heart desires, right? Joe. We've got 18 Joes. So if you can imagine, my mind is currently blown. I hope yours is as well, because what we're looking at right now is a live query to BigQuery. So if you're not a SQL developer, right, you don't know what's happening. You just queried BigQuery. You just wrote your own query. You could use this unlimited. There's unlimited options. We've built tools for internal marketing teams. We've built tools for admins who want to query their data, but don't want to learn how to write SQL. So what we do is we ask what parameters they want to filter on, how they want to filter it, and then all we have to do is create a bunch of parameters for them to type with their little fingers in what they'd like to have, and then boom, the results are on the screen. So I hope this has covered. So let's just recap what we got. We got first is we showed how to connect to BigQuery. We showed you how the basic schema of BigQuery of data set, project, and tables. Showed you how to connect those. We showed you how to create a custom query and then how to create a parameter within a query. I know I must be all over the place and you're like, what on earth? How does this pertain to Data Studio? But this is honestly the pinnacle, the peak of Data Studio. And I hope that you are as excited as I am. I will see you in the next video. And if you have any questions about BigQuery connecting to Data Studio, drop it in the comments down below. See ya.